In exercise 5, we will use the clipboard again to rotate geometry. The reference point in this case will be here in the center, in the middle. We will start drawing up this R25 by clicking on the R coordinates button, and my center XY is 0, the radius is 25. My start angle starts here up to approximately there. We'll click on OK and view all, and there's my first arc. To draw this R20, we need this line under an angle. As we don't have this element and we do not yet have this element, we will have to look on and see what more we know of this profile. We can see that we know the center of this arc and the radius, so we will unselect by clicking with the left mouse button, and we will move to the arc function and we will enter x0, y 53. The radius will be 7. In this case we will clockwise the arc, which would start right here until almost here. So we look at the example and this is okay. And we will now draw an angle on the end of this arc. So we move to line angle. We can enter a angle of, if you look at this, is 10 degrees, which would mean that this line would be minus 80 degrees. So we move to line angle and enter minus 80. The length of the line is unknown, so we can estimate it, and we will enter 30 millimeters. And you will see that Tensor will automatically draw the line, and it will be fluently connected to the arc. We can now select this arc, and which would mean these are the last two elements, and we can define a fillet between these two elements. If you look at the paperclip means that you maybe want to deselect some options. In this case we will deselect replace all fillets, which, as we don't need this in this case, and we will enter a radius of 20 and we will click on OK. You can now see we have almost 1/6 of our profile. I will make this a little bit shorter by using the modify button, and we can now alter the direction and order in special reverse. You will see on the arrows that everything will be inverted, and we can now edit copy, edit paste. First click on reset so you won't oversee any values, and we will mirror the X values and click on OK, and you will see a copy. And as I reversed the chain, I had a reason to do this. So in this case this was my first element, second, third, fourth, and Tensor will automatically count further on 5, 6, 7, 8. As we have now 1/3 of our profile, we need to rotate these elements, so we move to edit copy, edit paste, reset, and we need 2 copies, and we need a rotation. The value you enter here is the total rotation of the copies. One copy is 120 degrees times 2 leaves you 240 degrees, and the z-axis is the axis which comes out of the screen, so that this is a 2D rotation. OK, and you will see 2 extra copies. There is a little overlap here on these arcs. You can move to change, reorganize, reduce and optimize, and you will see that the profile is optimized. So if I move one step backwards and one more. We have 1/3 of the profile. I first made a copy. I can also cut the elements out of the drawing and move to paste. And instead of 2 copies, I enter 3 copies, and a rotation we do not need to calculate, is always 360. So this is a more easy way if you want to rotate elements. So I click on OK. You can see that before we reorganize, this also contains 2 arcs. As we move to reorganize, everything is being reduced and optimized. And here's my profile. So always try to remember to not only copy, but you can also move elements by using the clipboard. You can now move on to the next exercise.